Alright, so I know it's been a while. Black Ops 6 just dropped like 2 days ago. I'm on the road for that Prestige Master and Mastery Camo, first for multiplayer, and then I think there's one for zombies. Should be one coming out for Warzone. But that's besides the point. Today's video is not about that, but today's video is primarily about settings. I am playing on PC. I'm going to show you guys the settings. These are my settings. This is what I personally run right now, and this is what's working for me. The game runs pretty good. The color wise, it runs pretty well. I would be showing you guys maybe two other settings if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. I'm not too sure about AMD. If you guys want me to make a video on that, a separate video on that, then let me know down in the comments. But I'm just going to be showing you guys what I do. There's going to be also controller settings. There's going to be graphic settings. There's going to be mini map. I'm pretty much just going to run through everything, and I'm going to show you what I've changed, and even dead zone settings. And it's just pretty much just going to be a run through. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So for my sensitivity, I play on 5.5. This is really personal preference. I've noticed though that a lot of people have increased it due to the Omni movement, and I haven't. I first started with 7, and I honestly, it was a little bit too quick for me. But right now I'm playing on 5.5, and I still move pretty fast, and I'm able to look pretty fast. And honestly, this just works out for me best. But this is really just kind of like personal preference. If you want to try this, and if it's just too low for you, then just bring it up. This is like, when it comes to this, it's really just on you and what makes you feel comfortable. Now for button layout, I've always been playing tactical. Tactical is just pretty much like I melee, and like I do my finishing move on my body shield, and I do it with circle. If you're on controller, or this really only applies to controllers. And then what I would do is, for my right joystick, it would be the slide, dive, or like crouch, or pretty much everything else in between. And honestly, it makes it a lot easier for me to be able to like drop shot kill people, or just like honestly maneuver a lot faster. If you can master tactical, you definitely would have a little bit of an advantage. Now the downside of it, it's pretty much comes with like a $70 subscription, because you probably are gonna have to end up buying a new controller, which I don't know if you guys notice it, but I'm going to have to, because already from just using that, I've gotten stick drift. And when I used to play COD like crazy back then, every year I would always buy at least one new controller. It's a downside of it, but if you were to buy a new controller, I'm not saying you have to, but if you do, because of it, I might be clicking it too much, but if you guys do, definitely I would recommend getting that warranty on it. But besides the point, I play on tactical. You don't have to. I'm just saying it definitely helps me out a lot, and you master it, you will be unstoppable. Controller vibration off. I don't know why like anyone should be playing with this, to be honest with you. If you want to just like feel how it is when you're shooting, then I guess go for it, but otherwise I have this off. Trigger effect, have it off, don't need it. Look inversion, this is on standard. I think I keep it on standard. Field of view, this is also a personal preference. A lot of people play on max, which is 120. I play on 85. I started at 120. I used to play it on max, but for some reason just lately 85 has been working perfectly for me. It's a little bit below the standard. I think the standard is 90 actually, but I'm playing on 85. It's just for some reason sometimes I can't see enemies on this game or this Call of Duty alone, and like having it just a little bit closer to me helps me out a lot. But if you're not like me in this scenario, obviously just put it at 120 or put it like 105. Those are also like pretty good sweet spots that I used to have. But again, this is another just personal preference. It's really up to you. All these settings are personal preference. I'm just showing you guys what I run, and if you guys want to give it a try, let me know down in the comments if you guys loved it or hated it, whatever. But yeah. For audio, master game volume, obviously we're going to keep this at 100, so we try to hear as much as possible. Voice chat is default 50. These are just quick settings. Now color customization, this one right here, if you want your game to pop, I would copy down these settings, put custom. Relatively it should all be the same. The only thing here that really matters is color filter should be on filter 2, color filter target should be on both, and these two should be at 100. And you're gonna get that pop. And later on I'll show you guys this one NVIDIA setting that really will increase that contrast of your just colors and everything. We're gonna switch right over to controller. Aiming input device, that's just what you're playing with. Now button layout, we already talked about that. Tactical stick layout, keep it default. Same with these, sensitivity. These are all off. If you play on L1 or R1, you need to be studied because there's no way anyone should be playing on this. I don't know how you play on this. Controller vibration off, trigger effect off, like I said. Now these dead zone inputs, I really don't know too much about this and like how to really explain it, but if you guys are fine with how you think, the only difference that I know with this, how I have it, is that the left trigger and the right trigger, these are at 0. So that means like the slightest tap of my triggers, it will react like instantly fast. I think I'm explaining it right. I'm not too sure, but I'm not like an expert when it comes to all these depth zones. But ever since I put it on 0 and 0, I react a lot faster. My triggers are a lot more sensitive. Moving on to aiming. So sensitivity multiplier, I really didn't change any of this. I don't think I actually changed any of it, but this is really also kind of like personal preference. If you guys want to copy these, it's really all just at 1.00. And then look conversion, I'm pretty sure I changed it to standard. I'm not too sure, but again, these settings right here I didn't really mess with. Now moving on to movement, you need to have this on tactical sprint assist. So pretty much tactical sprint assist helps you if it's for a forward movement input, will activate tactical sprint after the sprint assist delay time. Sideways and backward movement will activate sprint after the sprint assist delay time. So pretty much is you're gonna be running all the time. You're gonna need this. You don't have to it's like instead of double tapping into sprint, you're just holding down your joystick. And for here I put the sprint assist delay put as 0, sprint assist sideways on, sprint assist backwards on. So yep, just also moving forward, mental assist off. You don't need that. Crouch assist, you don't want to be having to just automatically mental for you. You don't need that. Crouch assist off, corner slice off. Now for this one, this right here is like so with the new movement, the Omni movement, it's something definitely to get used to. And hybrid, I'm still myself getting used to hybrid, but I notice sometimes that it is very, very beneficial if you master how to play on hybrid, because hybrid allows you to tap only to slide and then tap while holding sprint input to dive. If you master it, you're going to be dominating. You're going to be dominating, and trust me on that when I said that you're going to be dominating, but you will be dominating. It's definitely something I would check out. If you really just can't get used to it, then just read the other settings right here on the right and just switch back to one that is most comfortable to you. But I like to just, hybrid is just pretty much a mixture of everything. It's the good of everything. So definitely give it a try and try to see if you guys can dominate with it. Auto door peak, I turned that off. That's kind of like the little like Rainbow Six, like, you know, you can peek a little bit. Yeah, turn that off. Automatic airborne mantle off. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Parachute automatic behavior free fall. A lot of these I really didn't change. Mantle cancels reload. This is on. And then we're gonna get onto combat right here. This is a little bit important. More kind of applies to Warzone, but aim downside behavior, hold, weapon mount activation, ADS and melee. These are kind of all standard, so I'm not really gonna go into it. But right here, when combat advanced settings. So this, I've messed around a little bit with these. So I used to have this option right here to prioritize interact. But what I noticed when I had this, I see a lot of people running this as well. But for me, I don't really it doesn't make me feel the most comfortable, just because of the fact that, like, if I'm trying to reload and I just killed an enemy and their weapon's right there, I will instantly pick up their weapon and my reload will stop. So I switched it to the regular tap to reload. It's a lot better, and hold to interact. That's just personally what works for me. But if you're someone that's consistently playing Warzone or only playing Warzone, then I would see why the prioritize interact is a lot more beneficial for you. Sprint cancels reload. I turned this off. I used to have it on, but it was kind of annoying how I had the tactical sprint assist and having this on. It just doesn't mix well in my opinion. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We're going to be moving on to the graphic settings, which is probably what a lot of people are here for. So for display, I have 2 monitors. So this is really up to you. If you have 1 monitor, I would recommend full screen exclusive if you have the option, which is just normal full screen. They just put exclusive. And then for my display monitor, obviously is the monitor you have. This is the graphics card that I have, so it's very like, you know, very outdated, but I'm still able to run the game pretty well. And that's why I'm showing these settings here. Another thing I recommend, after you guys change all of this, definitely click here and restart your shaders preloading if you guys are playing on console. For those who are playing, or not playing on console, for those who are playing on PC, just so everything can just kind of refresh and like everything will be, you know, just ready to go in a sense. For still on the display, display gamma didn't change that, left it at normal. Gamma brightness left it at, I always bring it down by 5 from the regular. I don't know why, I just always do that. Sometimes it's a little too bright. For NVIDIA reflex low latency, this should be on and boost. I don't know why mine wasn't. Eco mode preset custom, which is I pretty much just turn off VSync and menus. Custom frame rate, this is also kind of up to you. For certain people, I would definitely only like max out your frame rate to whatever you actually like your monitor is, because you never want to overdo it. Like, I see a lot of people that put like unlimited, and honestly that's not something I would recommend, because then you're allowing that more open space. If your monitor can't do that, then why are you trying to pretty much reach those like 300 fps or something like that? Like, it's no need, it's unnecessary. So reduce menu render resolution, I keep it at optimal. Pause game rendering off. Reduce quality when inactive off. Focus mode, I put it at 90. This really is just display black overlay around the game window when the game is in focus. Especially useful when a multi-monitor setup. So for me, I have 2 monitors. If you don't have 2 monitors, then again, you can bring this setting down. And that's it for display. Now for quality graphics preset is going to be custom. Your render resolution, make sure this render resolution is either at 100 or it is where your whatever, if your monitor is pretty much 1080p or 1440p or 4K or 8K, you gotta put it at where it's at. Or if you want to play on whichever one, like 1080p, which is what a lot of people play on, or 1440p, which people are slowly transitioning to, because sometimes what you'll see is if this is lower, your game's gonna look a lot more pixely, and you don't want that. It just looks like a pile of ass pretty much. All right, so for dynamic resolution, I keep this on. This really just helps the rendering resolution, and also maintains the target frame rate, which I have at 150. Now for upscaling and sharpening, this for me right there, I don't have Intel, so I'm not going to be using Intel. It doesn't make sense for me to be using Intel. NVIDIA image and scaling is what I use. It offers the best spatial scaling and sharpening, and supports all graphics cards. This is saying it supports all graphics cards, and mine, you know, it being a little bit older, it supports everything. And it helps a little bit with just that like upscaling of images. I used to use this one, which enhances the sharpness of the image, but then it was a little too much. And then you could try these out. For me, the image scaling works the best, and I'm honestly just gonna keep it at that. Now for the VRAM scale target, this I just put it on max, so it can try to use as much VRAM as it possibly can, or like it not use as much VRAM as it can, but pretty much kind of like you're setting a percentage of like, I'm not saying it's going to use that much, but you're setting a percentage of like, okay, it can go up to this much, you know, in a sense. Now variable rating shading, I leave it off. And now this is where it gets pretty much like self-explanatory. So for some reason, like not even joking with you, the game looks better when everything's on low. And with these the color settings I'm going to show you guys, and that I already kind of went into a little bit, the game looks a lot better when everything's on low. Not that you need to be, it's not going to look good when everything's on high, but the game does not look much like a pile of ass when it's on low, or if it's on high. Like, it looks good when it's on high, but it also looks pretty good when it's on low. So for everything here, to get the best performance, we're going to put texture resolution on low, texture filter, I'm going to stutter some of these words, but low, depth of field low or off, detail quality low, partial resolution very low, Bullet impacts, I keep it on just so I can see. You don't have to. You can also turn this off if you want. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Persistent effects, I leave it on. Again, it doesn't make much of a difference. Shader quality low. Now this one right here, this setting is perfect. You guys need to do this setting if you guys are experiencing packet buffs or packet bursts or whatever, like the little lag. You guys need to do this. So put it on optimize, max out the texture cache size, which is 64, and then put your download limits off, and then your local texture streaming quality, put it on normal. This right here is gonna help you out tremendously, because if you keep it on minimal, which is what a lot of people tend to do, and they, you know, like trying to use, just put every setting on low or whatever, you're gonna get a lot of packet burst. Shadow quality very low, screen space shadows off, occlusion and screen spacing lighting off, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality low, environment off, low, off. So just literally pretty much everything is on low. Now for the view motion reduction preset, I keep it off. Again, my field of view 85, ADS field of view, I keep it affected. I do wide for field of view. Third person, I just put it at 90 because I mean I don't really play a third person, but I just have it there. Vehicle field of view, I just do default. Motion blur off, weapon blur off. First person camera movement, the least you can go, which is 50%, and that's for both third person. And inverted flashbang off. Yeah, okay, and that's simple as that. All right, moving on to audio. So audio, everything is pretty much default system sound. I keep on right now the Treyarch mix. Other than that, it's not really like nothing really is crazy change. Hitmark preset, I also have it on classic. Other than that, nothing really changed here. Voice chat, again, nothing really changed here. Everything is pretty much default, and this is really just depends up to you guys. All right, now we're gonna move on to interface. So for interface, under global, I got visual support preset off, menu prompts automatic, gameplay tips on. I honestly, it's really just personal preference. I skipped the introduction movie in the beginning of the game just to boot up the game faster. This is up to you. If you like looking at it or just like listening to it, definitely keep it on. It's just something I turned off recently. Connection meter, you can also put this on. This kind of just shows you like you're paying. Like this is kind of more like, oh, do I want to see this? Do I want to see that? You know, type of stuff. This is also where you find the FPS counter, your service latency. Like you can turn all of this on. It's definitely useful. All right, now we're gonna go to readability. So this right here is where you can also go do the color customization. So, and you can also change a lot of stuff. Like there's so much stuff that Treyarch has added that you can just change. Now right here, the gameplay hub, this right here is insane. You can change so much things. You change things like between your mini map, your score, elimination medals, elimination ID, player streaks, weapon equipment information, hand marker visuals, your crosshair. You could change your freaking crosshair, which is insane. You can also change the map. Now really the only stuff that I use is for the mini map, I will keep rotation on. I did try it with it off, and I couldn't do it. The mini map shape, I put it on square. I like that classic square map. It's the best in my opinion. Radar, definitely keep this off, because if you turn it on, if for some reason it toggles the map off, it's weird. Right now, I'm not sure if that's just how it's supposed to do, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna show you guys, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, then you could do this little trick that will pair nicely with the color customizations we did over on the game. So first things first, you want to go to your home screen or whatever, and you want to right click NVIDIA control panel. Now this will come up. Now for this, you're gonna fully open it up, and now what you're gonna do here under adjust desktop color settings, you're gonna go down here, click on your monitor. I have two monitors, so I'm gonna do my first one. Your first one, your brightness, put whatever what you want. Up here, I don't really mess anything. Color channel, I'll put all channels. Make sure, I don't know why mine was a red, but make sure it's on all channels. And now right here, this was important. You're gonna go to digital vibrance, and you're gonna put it at 82, and you're gonna click. Once you change it, there'll be like a setting down here. There'll be like click apply or something, but change it to that. Now for your BenQ, or not BenQ, for your other monitor, if you have it, you're just gonna do the exact same thing, and then again make sure it's on all channels. Now that's pretty much it. That's the color setting that pairs nicely with the other ones on the in-game. One more thing, go to under the adjust image setting preview. You're gonna make sure you go here, click freaking use the advanced 3D image setting, or you can click right here or right here, which is the one you should have clicked. Use my preferences emphasizing, and you're gonna set it to performance. Keep it at performance. Mine was already on there, even though I didn't have it on set preference, but make sure it's set to performance. And that's pretty much it. Just quick little settings that I want to add on to that video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.